Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be doing another guide for one of these suits for Gundam Extreme versus Full Boost, and that is indeed 007 Swords, one of everybody's favorite Setsuna suits, one of, well, Setsuna's many suits in this game. But anyways, before we get into the awesome details of his abilities and whatnot, I just want to say that I will not be doing a combo portion for this video. If you watched my past videos, such as the Banshee guide, I had like a cool little combo thing at the end of the video where it showed me displaying multiple combos in NTD and normal mode, showing its damage output and also the inputs. The reason why I didn't show it for this video is because, well, I'm currently busy and it actually takes a lot of time to make those things, believe it or not. But if you guys really do want it, just leave a comment down below and I will actually make it. I don't really have a problem with doing it. I just need to, manage my time and do things according to what you guys suggest and whatnot. But yeah, so let's get into the details of Seven Swords. So one of the many problems I see people are, facing for Seven Swords is the actual fact of them, well, using him incredibly wrong. He is definitely not meant to be primarily used as a melee suit, and like I'm seeing guys go in like this and just like fucking try to be a Quanta. I mean, like, no, please, for the love of God, do not play Seven Swords like a Quanta. If you do that, I guarantee you, if you're fighting good players, you're going to get wrecked. I mean, okay, first of all, take a look at his HP count. It is 600 HP and you don't want to be wasting that HP, guys. You really don't. The real bread and butter of the suit lies within the Gerobis, sub, and snipe assist. And so let's talk about the Gerobi. Now, I often see people move around like this and try to shoot with it. I mean, like, yeah, this is okay, right? I mean, you have to think about things such as boost management for the enemy, right? You have to predict when their boost is going to run out and whatnot. And also it's very good for last hitting, but what you want to do, or what you really want to achieve with the main gun, is doing this little trick I'm about to show you guys. Okay, so you can do a thing called Gerobi correction, and I just like totally made up that definition right there. So what you want to do is, as you're approaching the enemy, like, watch this, notice how I'm like using main gun and canceling with my boost dash, right? It doesn't actually take any ammo away from that, and it will help correct your Gerobi as you come closer to your enemy. And your goal here is to pretty much be within distance of this thing right here, which is inner red lock. If you're out of inner red lock, your Gerobi will most likely miss if the enemy is moving away from you. But as you're boosting or boost dashing towards them, correcting and shooting, like, okay, so like you're boost dashing like right towards them as they're like moving towards you or away from you, and as soon as you hit in a red lock range, pop that Gerobi, it has a pretty high chance of hitting actually. And that's the funny thing about Seven Swords. Like, people are too afraid to actually be aggressive with him in terms of trying to land a Gerobi hit, because it's honestly a lot easier than people really, think it to possibly be. I mean, in like common random shuffle matches, or yeah, like pretty much random casual shuffle matches, this will work easily, and you'll probably be farming people if you do this, honestly, because it's not hard. It really isn't hard. This same Gerobi correction applies for Wing Zero EW and also, I guess, Wing Zero TV as well, because it has the same concept of coming closer, boost dashing into inner red lock range, and like being literally right on the enemy and then unleashing your Gerobi. Like, you have to keep recanceling the main gun to Gerobi correct it until it will pretty much be where you want it to be, and then shoot them. And I will have, yeah, like 2 online clips after I show you guys the basics that will show me doing these tricks I tell you guys in the video. Alright guys, so let's move on to the CSA, which isn't really that special honestly. It does have some pretty above average tracking though, and it is in the form of a widespread shot cutter type of beam wave as shown right here. And what you want to do with this is pretty much use it when you're like as you approach initial inner red lock range, like right about here, and then like it's kind of like the Gerobis concept where you're trying to aim for the inner red lock for your hits to become more accurate. I mean, like as you're approaching the enemy, try to like boost dash towards them and then like secretly do it. It's kind of hard to explain, but the general rule of thumb here is to ready your CSA, and as the enemy approaches you or as you're approaching them, like right here, like if you're like jumping above them and pop it right here, it will have like about 65% chance of hitting them, so keep that in mind. Alright, so next up is the sub weapon, and this is honestly very ridiculous in terms of tracking. I mean, the muzzle correction on neutral sub is just fucking out of this world, honestly. It's very, very similar to Double Riser's 2B, I believe, where he throws a sword and stuns the enemy. Now this is literally very good for catching people off guard and stunning them, and also helping you leave them stationary for a Gerobis in the face or a Dynamis support snipe. Okay, so moving on to the 4-6 sub, which is this thing right here. It shoots like 2 little stuns to the left and right. I guess it's comparable to Avalanche XCS, but yeah, Avalanche is a whole different story, guys. I mean, there is so many problems, or people are having so many problems with Avalanche, but honestly, Avalanche is one of those suits that should be put down and never touched again, honestly. But there are some good players out there, like I believe his name's Acid Ace or something like that. He is pretty fucking good with Avalanche, so if you have any questions, I would highly recommend asking him. But yeah, moving on, this baby right here is very good for catching players that love to boost dash like this. You know, just like fucking spamming X in one direction like this. This is like, they're total jailbait to this 4-6 sub right here. This will definitely catch them, stun them, and that will also leave them stationary to a Gerobis or a Dynamis support snipe. Okay, so moving on is the actual supports. So you have your neutral sub, which is this, and that will snipe the enemy. And you also have 4-6 snipe, which is a GM missile barrage. And I would recommend that you guys use the 4-6 AC in mid-air for, you know, it's for like better positioning and whatnot, you know. And now the thing is about neutral AC or neutral assist is that treat this as you would if you were actually playing Dynamis, and this should be pretty easy for players that use them. Actually, you can kind of relate the Dynamis neutral snipe support to actually playing Dynamis in a way, considering how I find it to be highly comparable to the level 1 charge shot of his sniper. It's not as good as level 2 where it's like ridiculously instant and just like fucking, it's like snap a finger, they're down. But it's like a little bit better than level 1 charge shot for the sniper. So as the enemy is like approaching and lands, just hit it and it will most likely snipe them down for you guys. And it's also pretty fast, as you guys can see right here. So if the enemy is like boost dashing straight forward like this or back from you, if you pop that and you're within the red lock of the assist, you can use it and it will snipe the guy down for you easily. Alright, so let's move on to our last ability right here, which is the famous GN shield thing right here. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, this thing is legit dog shit. I mean, if you get shot one single time, it will break and you're pretty much staggered to, well, allow the enemy to go and town on you and fuck you up. The only time I would actually recommend doing this is when you have absolutely no fucking boost and you're fighting like a sniper unit or something, and like you land. Okay, let me just like waste all my boost here. Well, I don't have my shield up, but you guys get the picture, right? If I have no boost and I see sniper about to snipe me, I would use the shield. And there, I mean, this works when you have no boost too. I guess I can show you guys that. Oh yeah, I have the boost modifier too on here. I don't know why, but so like right here, it doesn't even require boost to use. So if you do this and you see a sniper about to fucking unleash a pot shot on you, you can just do this, and you're pretty much free from taking a hit most likely. Okay, so that about covers all of the abilities shown on the toolkit right there. And also I wanted to make mention of the, I believe, what is it? Trying to remember my notations here. It's like, oh yeah, 8BC. This shit is the hop, guys. This is like very good for closing in on the enemy team and just, you know, making yourself more diverse in terms of your movements and whatnot. You can also do 4-6BC, but this is like the poverty version of full sabers. I mean, as you guys can tell, look at this. It's pretty sluggish, but I wouldn't really recommend doing this, honestly. 4-6 is very slow and just it's very nasty. I would not recommend doing that, but 4-6BC is very good for making your movements diverse, closing in on the enemy, and being good, are like a overall good mix-up in combination with your Gerobis. Alright, so another thing I want to mention is the fact that this guy actually has a grappling hook, I believe, by inputting 2B, which is this. And people are often surprised when I do this on them. Like, they don't really expect me to use my grappling hook. Like, they would most likely just expect me to just melee them mindlessly like this. And yeah, look at me, I'm a fucking melee mash warrior right there. But yeah, honestly, like, if the enemy's approaching you and they're like very aggressive and they're like a leech that won't get away from you, you can literally just hook them like this and then do this, which is 8 or boost dash 8B, and finish off with a 2BC. So it's like this, or you could probably do it like twice. Yeah, you can do that. So you can hook them, do boost dash AP 2 times, or 4 times technically, and then do 8 BC, and that will pretty much do a quick melee combo on them. Oh yeah, also, should you play this guy front or back? Now this is a pretty big question that I often see people ask to each other. Honestly, in my opinion, this guy should be played front, because if you play back, you can't do, well, really anything at all. I mean, you can just like, well, I guess you can provide somewhat of a legitimate support, but to get the full use out of his abilities, I would recommend playing front. Although that is pretty odd for a guy with 600 HP, right? Honestly, the way they designed the suit is pretty lame in my opinion. They should have gave him at least like 680 HP or whatnot, but 600 is pretty poverty and disappointing, honestly. I really wish they would have increased the guy's HP. But yeah, let's move on to the final thing, which is indeed the different supers. Okay, so there is a super, or 2 supers for this guy actually. You can do the normal one, which is a melee one, by doing neutral super, and you can also activate Trans Am for a very short amount of time and do like a sort of snipe with 2 super. So I guess I'll show you guys the snipe one because that's the coolest one. So here we go. You can do this and it's pretty fucking ridiculous. Like, watch this. Yeah, so he locks on to the target, which will most likely hit them if you're in a legitimate distance and they are on the verge of running out of boost. And you can also notice that he actually goes into Trans Am. And people are like, what the fuck, why does this guy not have Trans Am? It's something to do with the manga and whatnot, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah guys, that's just about it for 007 swords. I will hopefully do Strike Freedom next in the next unit guide, so stay tuned for that. But other than that guys, if you have any questions at all, just leave a comment down below and I will answer them. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share it with your friends that want to know more about 007 swords, and I will see you guys later.
Complete. ダブルオーガンダムセブンソード刹那 F セイ
少し心配ね。実力を見せちゃってね。
この機体はあの男か。お命いただく。あのパーソナルか。エースか。レオダンテセイゴ排除する。捕捉した。ダブルオーガンダムセブンソード目標を駆逐。どういうことなんだ。危ないところだった。
諦めが悪いのね。いいことよ。